Yo, 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 what is going on, IK Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder. We are back again today to talk about the Throne of the Supreme event. Now, today, it has finally, well, I should say better yet, as of yesterday, it finally kicked off on October 8th. And again, in somewhat kind of spontaneous fashion, right? All of a suddenness, out of left field, out the cuddy bows, in the woodworks, or from the woodworks, all the good stuff. In that, we just didn't know that it was going to be released, right? There wasn't a heads up saying that it was, right? I want to first and foremost say, even though I love the fact that we always get new content, the one thing, and I say this from a great amount of sincerity and love, is that I think it's always nice to get a heads up, right? To say, hey, we're going to be releasing it in about a week, or it's going to come out in a couple days, it's going to come out on this specific day, right? Here's an updated summary. Even though they did provide an updated summary, it's just kind of nice for those things to work in tandem. Now, before we dive into some specifics, we walk you through Throne of the Supreme and our first impressions on kind of how it's looking, and then, again, how it's going to play out from here. Make sure that you guys sub to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and of course, ring that notification bell to get updates when we have new content coming out. Okay, Throne of the Supreme. You can find this by clicking in your well, bottom right, go to Throne of the Supreme, and it populates as so. Now there's a two-part screen in the beginning, and it'll just kind of tell you what stage you're at. Currently we're at the interregional point race, right? This ends in 14 days. Now you can look at, once you get into this screen, right, it'll show you your matchups. In this case, you can see players. I think this is my count in 36, so we're able to see players in 36, and then I think 34 is matchups that I have seen. Right, now I have one challenge ticket left, and then I think I'm pretty much done. Sorry, not done. I want to say that it should be refreshing here. We're going to look at the rules here, and it'll tell us. Dear Lords, right, it says, here we go. For known participants' power rating. Okay, opening period, how to participate. Okay, here are 60 days. Yeah, we already have this listed. Throne of the Supreme, right, every 2 worlds, lasting 14 days at the end of contest. 64 contestants will be promoted, right? So we're at this point now where 64 people are going to be promoted. Right, now let's go to battlefield rules, right? So participation, right, during this time, you have 10 attempts to actively challenge other lords every day. So again, it's going to refresh. I thought I had read that somewhere. Now, each challenge, right, victory or defeat, daily challenge attempts refresh at 0 UTC, right, which is reset, as most of us know. And then again, 64, right, the top 64 lords on the matches leaderboard will have the opportunity to participate in the interregional group match. Okay, right, so the top 64 are going to go from there. So now let's look at the ranking, right? So I have to see if this goes. I wonder if this goes to 64, if it stops. Oh, wow, it does. And it even shows you the threshold. So you can see here, right, server 34. Let me see. There's got to be some people from, 36 are showing up, right? And then you can kind of see how it's panning out at the top, right? From Mars, right, we have Meliodas and Newbie, Blight, right? So again, 36, 34. The cool thing I like about this as well is you can look at their match history, which I think is great, right? So you can see when certain players lost or won. I can click on this and I can look at the replay. I can even look at the detailed stats now with the new system. And then if I want, again, right, I can look at my opponent. I can look at the opponent stats, and then I can even watch the replay if I want, just to see how it goes, right? And I'll just give you an example here to show off. And I want to say this, that I love the amount of statistical detail. I'm sure eventually we're going to be seeing things as well that are going to occur as far as additional stats that some may be looking for. Now, I think in this replay, Meliodas won, beating Psycho X, but this is an example of the types of things that I cannot wait to show you. Right, I think giving you these kinds of real-time commentaries, kind of going over matchups, talking about skills that are being, like active skills that are being hit at certain times, how that's benefiting one side over the other, talk about talk skills that the different sides are running as well. I have to see if we can look at talk skills that are being used from both sides, or if it's really just from one. Let's fast forward this and go out. And that's something I actually want to take a look at, because I did not see an area, even though I'm sure it should show, where we can look at that. So let's take a look one more time. Let's click here. We'll click on the match. Let me see. Oh, fantastic. Great. So we can click on, I mean, this is beautiful. I can click on the player. I can click on the skills that they're using. So we'll be able to really give you a detailed breakdown. This is the kind of stuff that I can tell you I am so excited to look at. I love doing match breakdown, replay, analysis on these things, and I will be looking forward to bringing you some analytical matches. I don't know if we're going to be doing it from the early stages, right? We'll probably wait to do it a little bit later on once we kind of get maybe into the second or third group. But if I'm able to bring you guys and I can find some time to do it early to kind of show you the type of content, at least in TOTS, that I'm excited, at least one piece of content that I'm excited to bring you guys, that is one of them. Now, outside of that, right, as we said, the top 64, essentially this refreshes every day. You can do skip battle or battles. And this is the other thing that I really like about Throne of the Supreme, is that when you click on the power here, it says listed bonuses will not be available during Throne of the Supreme. This includes official post bonuses. This is like mayor city titles, alliance tech bonuses, and territory bonuses from city and capitals. This, to me, is amazing. I love the fact that they took away bonuses from what you would see on a player. I actually wish that they did this for the historical power. Like when you're looking at the Lord power on the board, I actually wish that they would do that as well, just so you can see, like if I'm going through what I'm doing, like a top 15 or top 20 strongest Lord power player type video. But I want to point out, the thing I like about this is that it shows that they have the ability to do it, right? And they're laying the groundwork to do things like this. And when we look at good things that are being utilized in other areas, it gives us opportunities to expand that and apply those things to other areas, I guess I should say. But again, I love that they've scaled this back, and you can even see my power here, right? 588. But if I go out, right, you'll see I'm at 650. All right, so again, just to give an example of why I like this the way it is. Now, let me just give you a playthrough, right? I'm just going to do a skip battle on one of these. Now, I don't know if I'm going to win this. We'll see. Shockingly, I did. Okay, so we win. We get our points. We'll go quit, right? And I get 10 of these for the glory coins, and I also get for a victory 30 gems, right? So every day you could get 300 green gems. I actually think that's great. I mean, it's just free. It's just free rewards for participating, right? And let's say you win 6 or 7 out of your 10 matches, right? You're still getting 180 to 210 green gems every day for 14 days, right? Even if you're someone who's not going to place high, that's 14 days of free resources that you're going to get. In addition, with the glory coins, right? This kind of goes into the betting that we're seeing. And so let me briefly talk about this, right? So you can go to your, right, again, we kind of showed you the rules, right? It'll break everything down. I love how they have this, right? They kind of break down each of the areas, battlefield rules. They break down each of the stages. They explain it. They also give you other rules, right? The world challenge. And then, you'll see of reward rules, right? So victory, it'll show you victory of a single match, right? This is for the grand regional final. Champion, they even tell you. I mean, again, these are nice rewards. You get 42 elite schematics for winning it. I mean, if you make it to the top 16, you get 20, you get 2,000 green gems, and then you get some elite fragments as well, or forging material. I mean, again, these rewards are not bad. Keep in mind, right, this is for the grand regional final. That's like creme, that's essentially, does this go backwards order? Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So it does look like it goes backwards order. But still, I mean, you get individual stage rewards, right? And these are great. I mean, if you win each one, what's that? 42, 72, 98 that you'll get on. Then we're looking at 120. That's 120. I mean, that's 2 elite artifacts that you could arguably craft, right? Just from placing first in each of these for your groups. Again, these rewards, in my opinion, are great. And the cool thing about the entire event is that it doesn't require, right? Even if I want to go, there's no additional spending, right? In this event, you basically go in where you currently are, right? And well, I'd say currently are plus, because it looks like you can still, even if you look at your lineup, right, you can still increase the power of your lineup throughout TOTS, right? So if your lineup increases in power, right, then it'll reflect that in real time. But there's no additional spending, right? It's not like you can do extra challenges by paying green gems or a certain amount of money, right? And that's one of the reasons I actually like this event, because it kind of locks you in to your current status, right? Even though you can still improve based on. So you can look at things like schedules. It'll show you what's going to be happening each stage. But I like this, right? I can look at my matches. I can see the victories I've won, people that challenged me that I lost. I can look at all those details. And then we come over to the Supreme Leaderboard. And you can see that we're in Grand Region 5, right? And then I would imagine once we kind of get to the end of this stage, right, you'll see that. In Grand Region 5, right, I have, or I'm sorry, it'll tell me here, right, there's 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to have, oh, here we go. That's what it is, yeah. So it looks like there's 9 regions. Like, this is the one thing that I'm like really curious on, because like I click on these regions, and when I do it, there's like nothing else that I can click on. So I'm still trying to figure out, like, even though it defaults, I mean, it does say my region, right? But I don't know the region for anyone else, right? I have to go to those servers to figure that out, unless there's a way to tell that, which I have not yet. But if someone knows, please tell me. Let me know in the comments below. Overall, this is kind of just my first impression on Throne of the Supreme, and kind of giving you somewhat of a broad level overview on what I like out of the event, and essentially what I think is some of the good things to look out for, right? Again, I am excited for what Throne of the Supreme is going to bring, not only for myself on a content perspective, but I also think for things I've touched on before, which is that it's going to allow players to really look closely into what the current meta is, not only for lineups, but more specifically, right, Tower of Knowledge skill sets that are being used. Because there's not enough Immortals right now in the game for you to really say, like, okay, well, this lineup is better than this lineup. Like the example I gave in a previous video is, if they had 8 Immortals at each position, right, two at each position per each element that were epics, right? They had 4 Bowmans, maybe 2 of those were supports, 2 of those were, archers, right? And then you had 2 Shieldmen and 2... if you had like 2 Shieldmen, 2 Cav, and 2, oh god, why can I not, Spearmen, there we go, gosh, couldn't even think of the word, something like that, right? Or even if they just had a mixture, you know, whatever it may be, I mean, that would essentially be 10 per, but still, right, if you had kind of 2 per unique unit type within that element that were epics, right, that gave you more options to customize. Eventually it'll get there. But right now, these are more of the focal points, and that's what I'm really excited, as I've said already a few times, I'm happy to cover. With all that being said, let me know what you think, right? We're going to be covering Throne of the Supreme for a few of the regions, right, during the initial regional points match, and once we get a little bit closer into the last day, I'm actually going to try and break down and give you guys like a top high-level overview of each group, if I find the time, right, of each group, to kind of show you who the top players are, right, in each one. Again, maybe if I could put that into a spreadsheet or something else, I'll have to see. I might need some help. But just an idea I'm spitballing. Outside of that, let me know what you guys think, right? Do you like anything that I've talked about? Are you a little indifferent? Do you feel a certain way about any type, right? Do you like some of the things that we're seeing? Let me know anything and everything you guys are thinking in those comments down below. That is it for me. As always, until next time, we'll catch y'all later.